Headlines and ad slogans are often misleading. Many of the things we're currently doing for babies aren't accomplishing what we think they are, and we don't necessarily know what they are doing. What we do know is that families are spending a lot of money and energy on these efforts. Meanwhile, other activities with clear-cut evidence to support them are missed or discounted because parents aren't yet aware of their importance. I see many different reactions to the baby brain boom. For every mom or dad who feels stressed about keeping up with all the latest brain-building trends, there's one who hears words like brain science and infant stimulation and simply tunes out. Others still believe that it's all in the genes, and how you interact with a baby doesn't matter much. I'm often asked, a good preschool or kindergarten is the main thing, isn't it? Which reveals the popular line of thinking that learning happens mostly in the school years. Whether a parent undervalues the importance of brain development, overcompensates, or falls somewhere in between, there's a nagging sense of guilt. Is this enough? Is it right? What if my child falls behind? Tell me, Dr. Stamm, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Finding accurate, practical answers has been surprisingly tricky for parents. Few pediatricians have the time to dispense brain development advice alongside their recommendations for feeding, sleep, and safety. Baby care guides tend not to dwell on brain science, or they don't include the topic at all. Though you can find lists of developmental milestones and expectations for different ages and stages, these always emphasize changes in the child, not the environment that's influencing her. News reports barely have time and space to explain the experiments, let alone interpret their findings in a way that helps you make sense of the latest crazes and decide how you want to spend your time, money, and energy with your baby. Although there is no end to suggestions about parenting techniques, important explanations about why you might want to do one thing over another are not available. The urgent sales descriptions you read on all those brainy toys and potty chairs with lights and sounds were written by advertising agencies wanting to sell products, not by neuroscientists who understand firsthand the facts about brain function. The Brain Truth: What Babies and Toddlers Really Need. This book will help to ease your concerns by bringing neuroscience from the laboratory into the nursery. I'll explain how scientists are discovering new information about infants and toddlers, the implications that can be drawn from such knowledge, and how you can use these science-backed insights to shape your own interactions with your child. What the science tells us is this. 1. What babies need is simpler than you might think. 2. But they need it more consistently and earlier than we often provide it. 3. My recommendations for early care are within every parent's ability to provide, regardless of your resources. 4. In fact, they're as easy to learn as ABC. The cornerstones of what a bright, happy baby or toddler needs are attention, bonding, and communication. Let's examine each statement more closely. What babies need is simpler than you might think. Sometimes parents interpret the new brain evidence to mean that if you do more and more of the right things with your child, she can become a genius. That's not what the scientific findings suggest at all. The data does not support the idea of brainy videos at 6 months, baby software at 12 months, the Chinese lessons at age 2. Far from it. It turns out, a very young child's future success depends less on academics, however the word is often interpreted for the 3 and under set today, than on such critical factors as whether your baby loves her babysitter, how often she hears bedtime stories, and how much time you spend on the cell phone or in front of the TV yourself. That's right, lap time is more critical than lap wear. The science suggests that there are ways to purposefully work with an infant or toddler that will encourage that child to attend better and longer, to be more emotionally connected to others, and to communicate better, each of which is truly important for future success. Chances are very good that you're doing many of these things already. You may be surprised to find that some of the suggestions are simple. But don't conclude that just because something is simple, it's not important. In fact, many of the simplest lessons from neuroscience provide the strongest foundations for healthy brains. All of